it's Jeff from Yawk, and we are in Herald Square, Midtown Manhattan. Today we're going to visit the world's largest department store, Macy's. Or at least the sign says it's the world's largest department store. I'm not sure if that's really true. Biggest or not, the place is huge, and if you're a real shopper, you could get lost in there for about a week. If you're like me, a couple hours is good enough. So we are at Herald Square, which is the intersection of 34th Street and Broadway. Remember The Miracle on 34th Street? Basically, that's an old movie that's about an hour and a half long commercial for Macy's. So, can you guess what month we're visiting Macy's? I think it's going to be pretty obvious in the next minute or two, so if you know, leave it in a comment below and I'll give you a big pat on the back. Macy's was founded in 1858 and they opened a store on 14th Street downtown, but relocated in 1902 to their flagship store here in Herald Square. Macy's has several annual events that they're known for, including the holiday window displays. Each year presents a different theme shown in 6 windows on the Broadway side of the building. Each window includes a animated display with complex scenery, attracting thousands of people to view them. The New York channel here has a video, 3 Christmas videos, and they all 3 include the Macy's windows, so check those out. Other annual events include the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, which everyone's familiar with, as well as Macy's Santaland, which we'll check out upstairs, Macy's Flower Show, and Macy's Believe campaign, all annual events held by Macy's. We've obviously been walking the cosmetics department of Macy's here on Herald Square. We're going to walk up to the mezzanine level, which kind of gives you a great overview of the cosmetic department, as well as some other things going on the mezzanine level. There's a couple of vendors up here, including Starbucks, surprise, and some sugar scrub products, but mainly people come up here for either coffee or to check out the view of the cosmetics area below. Don't forget to look for Cabby, who always makes a cameo appearance in all my 4K videos. Sometimes he's easy to spot, other times not so much. Be the first to comment on the timestamp where Cabby is, and I'll give you a shout out on my next video. So also on the mezzanine level is a I Love New York merchandise area from babies to adults, and also the New York City Visitors Center, which has a lot of brochures and someone there at the desk at all times to answer any questions you might have while visiting the city. Up top you see the 5 boroughs of New York City: Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, and Staten Island. Also, you see a lot of brochures that you can pick up here, as well as maps. And in typical New York City attitude, above the brochures it says, "Hey, this city ain't gonna explore itself." Typically, the mezzanine also has temporary merchandising or seasonal merchandising like it does now. It's kind of like a feel-good theme right now with slippers and bathrobes and bath salts and perfumes and things like that, little massagers. You can pretty much anticipate this area changing with calendar events. We're going to take the escalator down now. Hold on tight. Lots about the escalators in this building coming up. But we're heading down to the first floor because we obviously didn't finish the first floor. I just wanted to show you the mezzanine. Now we're visiting the men's shop on the first level here at Herald Square's Macy's. Take this into consideration. Your typical Macy's in a mall across the U.S. will fit inside the first floor of this men's shop here. So this entire level here for the men's shop will fit your entire Macy's of a typical store in the U.S. That taken into consideration, this men's shop is actually 3 levels high. You can fit 3 typical Macy's in the men's shop at Herald Square alone. The shoe department is also huge here at Herald Square. I think most women take their shoes seriously across the U.S., but in New York City it's raised to a different level. It's more of a priority than rent, food, or health care. Ladies, when these shoes go on clearance, which is once or twice a year, you're taking your life in your hands. I am digging Miss Polka Dot here. Kinda like Twister meets Fashionista. So we're going to start heading upstairs. There's plenty of levels here at Macy's. We've only been on the first one in the mezzanine. These escalators are actually the original wooden ones, with the exception of the stairs themselves, which they replaced with metal ones here several decades ago. However, there are the original wooden escalators, all wooden escalators, in the building on the upper floors. Not too many of them because women always got hurt with their heels, but we're going to check them out eventually, so stay tuned. Hold on tight. Right at the top of the landing here, we have NYC Pizza. You guys know how much I love pizza, but I'm not hungry today, so maybe next time we'll try it out. Here we have women's fashions, and it's a little bit larger than the men's department, so that just goes to show you how big the women's department is here at Herald Square. So, ladies, if you're shopping for some moderately priced, as far as New York City is concerned, fashions, this is really the place to come. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. When you do, you're automatically enrolled in the next $50 gift card giveaway here on the New York channel. So I pretty much know my way around a men's department, even one as large as the one here at Herald Square, but I wouldn't know where to begin shopping for ladies' stuff. And I guess that's probably true for most guys. And now we have men's activewear, including shoes and sneakers. It's kind of strange, but after you spend some time in this building, you start to lose sense of perspective. Like, am I on the second floor or the seventh floor? Am I at the back of the building or the front of the building? Is it noon or is it 2 o'clock? It's hard to describe, but it just seems to happen after you're in here for an hour or two. Or is it 3 or 4 hours? Going up, hold on tight. So as you get on and off the escalators, it's clearly labeled what floor you're either leaving or coming to, and this one's clearly labeled we're on floor 6 now. These beds always look comfortable, and it kind of makes you want to just take a load off and take a little nap while you're here, but that's not a good idea. Also, when I was a kid, these beds used to be made out of wood. Now they're actually real mattresses. And that makes that temptation just a little bit stronger. There is Godiva chocolate all over this store, and it seems to show up in the weirdest places. It's just not in the right context. For example, sheets, pillowcases, Godiva. Bedspreads, pillows, Godiva. When we were kids, we used to say, "Go Diva, go Diva, go Diva." Now that I planted that seed in your head, you'll probably say it to yourself every time you see Godiva. This is Stella Trattoria. It's a great pizzeria. I had a pizza here a little over a year ago. It was one of my first pizza videos. I really don't remember what video it was. If I find it, I'll put a link at the bottom in the description. The place also has some great views of the Empire State Building, especially for a pizzeria. So this is one of several completely wooden escalators in the building, and when I say completely, I mean the steps are also wood. They are extremely noisy, and you have to be careful when you're on these, especially women with heels and little kids, because little kids just seem to get caught up in things they shouldn't. That being said, it's pretty cool knowing that these are the original escalators, so just be careful. Going up, hold on tight. The wooden escalators remind me of wooden roller coasters, which are a little older, a little more rickety, a lot more noisier, and just a little bit more dangerous. But please, don't throw your arms up and start screaming. It is an escalator, not a roller coaster. This McDonald's in Macy seems to show up out of nowhere, but actually it's some pretty smart thinking. It's smack dab in the middle of the kids department. Here's the Macy's wedding registry. Years ago, Macy's used to be the most popular wedding registry there was. Now Amazon tops that list, followed by Bed Bath & Beyond, Target, Crate & Barrel, and Zola. Things have changed. I'm not sure if I mentioned it in previous videos, but I like to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. I like to cook, and I've been told that I'm a pretty good cook. This is one of my favorite departments in Macy's, especially the one here in Herald Square. It's very large, a huge selection, and I could just spend hours here. I'm also a big sucker for kitchen appliances and gadgets. Somewhere in time, and not too long ago, KitchenAid stand mixers became sexy. Okay, at least I think so. And here we have Santaland. For 3 months out of the year, it's everything Christmas, including Santa Claus. For the rest of the year, it's, well, locked up. Here's an Aubon pan. They've been around for decades here in the city. I think I have seen them elsewhere in the country, but not quite as often as you see them here in the city. They seem to be every block. It's a great place for a coffee and a quick bite. I'm surprised Starbucks hasn't really put them out of business, but they seem to be doing quite well on their own. This department's called Fun and Games, and it features, guess what? Toys! And that brings us back into the cookware area. Do I really need another cast iron skillet? Bought a gift? They'll beautifully wrap it for you. Go diva, go diva, go diva. I can always tell I'm on the top floor here at Herald Square because when you hit the furniture, well, that's pretty much it. So here we are at Home Furnishings. I think everyone at one point or another in their lives had this thought of being locked up in a department store overnight by accident. This is where you'd find me. I'm not certain, but I'd place a pretty good wager that these wooden floors are original. They look old, they sound creaky, and they give as you walk on them. Which reminds me, summer's around the corner and I've got to lose some weight. If you're a subscriber to the New York channel, and you should be, and you want to check out some of the places I've videotaped on this channel, you need to come here for some luggage first. And we're back in Home Furnishings after a little detour through luggage, and we see these hardwood floors again. One of the cool things about the Herald Square Furniture Department is they have cordoned off little apartments, so you'll see signs on the wall that say 500 square feet, 600 square feet, 750 square feet. It shows you what kind of furniture, what size furniture, and how it should be laid out depending upon the apartment you might have here in the city. By the way, there's typically only two departments left in a department store that run on sales commissions, Home Furnishings being one. Can you guess the second one? Leave a comment below. And don't forget I said typically because I'm usually very quickly corrected in the comments below. Hold on tight. And now we've come downstairs to check out Macys Chef Street, which is pretty much Macys' answers to a food court. Lots to eat here. They also have a sit-down area, which we're going to check out in a couple seconds. And here is Roland's, the sit down and be served area down here in Macys Herald Square. Nothing fancy, just burgers and stuff, but if you want to be served, this is the place you come to. And here goes my attempt at some classical music. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, comment, ask some questions, and most importantly, subscribe by clicking on the button on the left. You can visit all of my New York videos by clicking on the top right, or check out my videos on other favorite places to visit by clicking on the bottom right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around the city.